इंकलाब जिंदाबाद, CITU जिंदाबाद, मजदूर एकता जिंदाबाद, दुनिया के मजदूर, दुनिया के मजदूर, इंकलाब जिंदाबाद।
CITU চেণ্ট্ৰেল অফ ইণ্ডিয়ান ট্ৰেড প্ৰতিষ্ঠিত হৈছিল 1970 চনত। ইয়াৰ বৰ্তমান সদস্য প্ৰায় 5 কোটি। CITUৰ সাধাৰণ সম্পাদক তপন কুমাৰ সেন আৰু সভাপতি কে হেমলতা। উল্লেখযোগ্য যে CITUৰ প্ৰথমগৰাকী মহিলা সভাপতি হ'ল কে হেমলতা। CITU ভাৰতৰ জাতীয় স্তৰৰ ট্ৰেড ইউনিয়ন। CITU ৰাজনৈতিকভাৱে ভাৰতৰ কমিউনিষ্ট পাৰ্টি মাৰ্ক্সবাদীৰ ট্ৰেড ইউনিয়ন শাখা হিচাপে অনুমোদিত। চেণ্ট্ৰেল অফ ইণ্ডিয়ান ট্ৰেড ইউনিয়ন হ'ল আজিৰ ভাৰতৰ বৃহত্তম শ্ৰমজীৱী শ্ৰেণীৰ বৃহত্তম সমাৱেশ। গোল্ডেন জুবলি উপলক্ষে গণশিল্পী ঘন ডেকাই কেইটামান গীত পৰিৱেশন কৰে। আহক আমি সেই গীতকেইটা শুনো। লগতে কমৰেড তপন সেন যি CITUৰ সাধাৰণ সম্পাদক, তেখেতে কিছু বক্তব্য ৰাখে। তেখেতৰ বক্তব্যখিনিও আমি তাৰপিছত শুনিম।
CITUৰ প্ৰতিষ্ঠা দিৱস উপলক্ষে আয়োজন কৰা এই সামান্য সাংস্কৃতিক অনুষ্ঠানৰ এই প্ৰথম গীতটো হৈছে ঐক্য সংহতিৰ গীত। ফুল বাগিচার ধুনীয়া বে জিৰ জিৰ নিজৰা নদী হৈ মই নৈতেৰে মই কত নদীৰ ধাৰা লক্ষ বিঘাৰ সমুদ্ৰ কৃষ্টিত মহিয়ান এই মোৰ দেশ জ্যোতিৰ জেউতিৰে ধুনীয়া বে কৃষ্ণৱে দিলেহি অমতাৰ গান এ ভেদা ভেদৰ নাই কোনো স্থান লক্ষ বিঘালে গোৱাৰ পুৱালি দিশৰে অসম দেশ কত ফুল বাগিচাৰ ধুনীয়া দেশ। মৰুৰ দেশৰে আজান ফকীৰে হৈছিল আলহী আমাৰ জিকিৰৰ ফুৰেৰে বান্ধিলে পবাকে ভেদা ভেদ নাই আমাৰ ভেদা ভেদ নাই আমাৰ। মৰুৰ দেশৰে আজান ফকীৰে হৈছিল আলহী আমাৰ অংকৰ মাধৱৰ ফুলত বিলীন হৈ ভেদা ভেদ নাই আমাৰ ভেদা ভেদ নাই আমাৰ। পুৱালি দিশৰে অসম দেশ কত ফুল বাগিচাৰ ধুনীয়া দেশ জিৰ জিৰ নিজৰা নদী হৈ মই লুইতেৰে মই কত নদীৰ ধাৰা লক্ষ বিঘাৰ সমুদ্ৰ কৃষ্টিত মহিয়ান এই মোৰ দেশ জ্যোতিৰ জেউতিৰে ধুনীয়া দেশ বিষ্ণুৱে দিলেহি অমতাৰ গান এ ভেদা ভেদৰ নাই কোনো স্থান লক্ষ বিঘালে গোৱাৰ লক্ষ বিঘালে গোৱাৰ লক্ষ বিঘালে গোৱাৰ। ৰাইজ, আমাৰ টোপনি ভাঙিবৰ হ'ল, কাৰণ নিঠুৰ শত্ৰুৱে সকলো কাহিনীবলৈ আজি উদ্যত। টোপনি ভাঙিবৰ হ'ল নিঠুৰ কতৰুৱে কাঢ়িলে সেই খবৰ ৰাইজ যাতনাৰে ভৰা তোমাৰ কাহিনী শুনি ইহঁতৰ বুকু জানো ভাগে ইহঁতৰ বুকু জানো ভাগে উদম পথাৰ তোমাৰ উদম খেতিৰ পথাৰ উদম পথাৰ তোমাৰ উদম খেতিৰ পথাৰ শূন্য তোমাৰ অজাহে ৰাইজ টোপনি ভাঙিবৰ হ'ল নিঠুৰ কতৰুৱে কাঢ়িলে সেই খবৰ ৰাইজ ইহঁতে কাঢ়িলে তোমাৰ পোনাতিৰ আহাৰ ৰাইজ ইহঁতে কাঢ়িলে তোমাৰ পোনাতিৰ আহাৰ তুমি কৰা খেতি তুমি কৰা খেতি বিনিময়ত মাথো পোৱা যে লাঞ্চনা বিনিময়ত মাথো পোৱা যে লাঞ্চনা কাঢ়িলে বুকুৰ ধনে ৰাইজ টোপনি ভাঙিবৰ হ'ল নিঠুৰ কতৰুৱে কাঢ়িলে সেই খবৰ ৰাইজ আৰু কিমান দিন মোহতে হব বাউৰি ৰাইজ আৰু কিমান দিন মোহতে হব বাউৰি নাই সময় বেছি পৰ নাই সময় বেছি পৰ মাউঠে উঠা যদি ভূতেৰে যুঁজা যদি মাউঠে উঠা যদি ভূতেৰে যুঁজা যদি অপৰু জিনিবৰ বিমান ৰাইজ টোপনি ভাঙিবৰ হ'ল নিঠুৰ কতৰুৱে কাঢ়িলে সেই খবৰ ৰাইজ টোপনি ভাঙিবৰ হ'ল ৰাইজ টোপনি ভাঙিবৰ হ'ল ৰাইজ টোপনি ভাঙিবৰ হ'ল जागोरे मजदूर किसान रात गई आज चुका बिहान जागोरे मजदूर किसान रात गई आज चुका बिहान रात गई रे साथी जागोरे मजदूर किसान रात गई आज चुका बिहान किरणों से आहत पाकर कलियों ने आंखें खोली ताकत मिली हवा से नन्ही गूंगी लहरी बोली किरणों से आहत पाकर कलियों ने आंखें खोली ताकत मिली हवा से नन्ही गूंगी लहरी बोली मोरा बनकर और गुंजना परिवर्तन का गान रात गई रे साथी जागो रे मजदूर किसान रात गई आज चुका बिहान जागो रे मजदूर किसान रात गई आज चुका बिहान उठो साथियों चलो कि अपनी मंजिल बहुत खड़ी है वहाँ विजेता जाफूलों की माला लिए खड़ी है उठो साथियों चलो कि अपनी मंजिल बहुत खड़ी है वहाँ विजेता जाफूलों की माला लिए खड़ी है सर पर कफन हथेली पर रख दो रे अपनी जान रात गई रे साथी जागो रे मजदूर किसान रात गई आज चुका बिहान जागो रे मजदूर किसान रात गई आज चुका बिहान कोने को हथकड़ियां पाने को है दुनिया सारी कन कन से आवाज आ रही अंतिम विजय हमारी कोने को हथकड़ियां पाने को है दुनिया सारी कन कन से आवाज आ रही अंतिम विजय हमारी चलो साथियों तुम्हें जगाना सारा हिंदुस्तान रात गई रे साथी जागो रे मजदूर किसान रात गई आज चुका बिहान जागो रे मजदूर किसान रात गई आज चुका बिहान जागो रे मजदूर किसान जागो रे मजदूर किसान जागो रे मजदूर किसान जागो रे मजदूर किसान মৃত্যুর বিভীষিকা সৌপাকে প্রিয় পাই ঝলায় হাজার গাঁও হিংস্র ভাবে সমাজ পুলিশে কোনা কারি লগুলোই আজি জনতার অধিকার দেশ ঘামের রোয়া শস্য আমার বন্ধুর তেজ রঙা মাত দেখো আয়নার আহা জোয়া বন্ধুর তেজ রঙা মাত দেখো আয়নার আহা জোয়া মৃত্যুর বিভীষিকা সৌপাকে প্রিয় পাই ঝলায় হাজার গাঁও হিংস্র ভাবে সমাজ পুলিশে কোনা কারি লগুলোই আজি জনতার অধিকার দেশ ঘামের রোয়া শস্য আমার বন্ধুর তেজ রঙা মাত দেখো আয়নার আহা জোয়া বন্ধুর তেজ রঙা মাত দেখো আয়নার আহা জোয়া জানুয়ারে কারি নিব জনতার অধিকার হিয়তে কারি নিব নোয়ারে জানুয়ারে কারি নিব জনতার অধিকার হিয়তে কারি নিব নোয়ারে জাগ্রত জনতার বিদ্রোহ রগনীতি যাব কত দূর হানিত কোনা জাগ্রত জনতার বিদ্রোহ রগনীতি যাব কত দূর হানিত কোনা জানুয়ারে নোয়ারে কত ঘুমে নোয়ারে জানো নোয়ারে কত ঘুমে নোয়ারে হে আমার দিকে দিকে নাই আর দেরি নাই আমায় যে নাই আর ভয় হে আমারে একতা দিখার ধরে গড়ি তুলি হাতিয়ার হে হে আমার দিকে দিকে নাই আর দেরি নাই আমায় যে নাই আর ভয় হে আমারে একতা দিখার ধরে গড়ি তুলি হাতিয়ার হে আজ দিল হাতে সিঙ্গি দিয়ে সপ্তম ধরজন বিবেদর কুমন্ত্রণা আজ দিল হাতে সিঙ্গি দিয়ে সপ্তম ধরজন বিবেদর কুমন্ত্রণা বন্ধুর তেজ রঙা মাত দেখো আয়নার আহা জোয়া বন্ধুর তেজ রঙা মাত দেখো আয়নার জ্বলিছে বুকুট কত আগ্নেয়গিরি আর সবুজ জলে আজ দীপ্ত ঘৃণা বন্ধুর বুকুট হুঙ্কার জুই রক্তিম প্রতিজ্ঞা ভরা চেতনা রক্তিম প্রতিজ্ঞা ভরা চেতনা চার জ্বলিছে বুকুট কত আগ্নেয়গিরি আর সবুজ জলে আজ দীপ্ত ঘৃণা বন্ধুর বুকুট হুঙ্কার জুই রক্তিম প্রতিজ্ঞা ভরা চেতনা রক্তিম প্রতিজ্ঞা ভরা চেতনা হে আহ্বান দিকে দিকে নাই আরো দেরি নাই সময় যে নাই আরো ভাই হে আমার এই একতা বজ্র কঠিন করে তুলিল হাতিয়ার হে হে আহ্বান দিকে দিকে নাই আরো দেরি নাই সময় যে নাই আরো ভাই হে আমার এই একতা বজ্র কঠিন করে তুলিল হাতিয়ার হে আজ কামরই সংগ্রাম ধর লোক বন্ধু শিয়রে উঠা বাধা নামানো আজ কামরই সংগ্রাম ধর লোক বন্ধু শিয়রে উঠা বাধা নামানো কোন বাধা আজ আমি নামানো 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 বন্ধুর তেজ রঙা ভাতা দেখো আইলার আহা জুয়া বন্ধুর তেজ রঙা ভাতা দেখো আইলার আহা জুয়া বন্ধুর তেজ রঙা ভাতা দেখো আইলার আহা জুয়া
We are here on the occasion of the conclusion of the Golden Jubilee year of CI2 on the 51st foundation day of CI2, today on 30th May 1970. Today on 30th May 2020. CI2 was founded on 30th May in 1970, 50 years back. On this occasion, we congratulate all our comrades who are observing the foundation day throughout the country in terms of lakhs of workers being mobilized in different parts of the country at numerous locations, hoisting the CI2 flag and forming a human chain, maintaining a physical distance. I congratulate them all on behalf of CI2 Secretariat, and at the same time will exchange some ideas on these noble occasions when we are on the 51st foundation day of CI2. The 50 years history of CI2 is an history of intensification of class struggle and at the same time broadening of the united platform of the working class, which could during this period of 50 years could draw many trade unions who are not affiliated to any of the central trade unions. A broader section of working people, though not all, but gradually in the process of struggle, this is the united platform went on getting expanded, and in 2009, all the trade unions in the country, including almost all the independent federations at the national level, came together on this joint platform of struggle and carried on numerous battles, including 5 countrywide general strikes, only from 2009 onwards. So, this also reflects the call with which the foundation of CI2, Foundation Conference of CI2, has envisaged, with the call of unity and struggle and with a constitutional objective to end the exploitative system as a whole in the process of that struggle. So far as the unity is concerned, during last 50 years, braving the aggressive initiative of the then government at the center to isolate CI2 completely by putting them out of all the committees and tripartite bodies. They tried to isolate CI2, but that game could not succeed. It was defeated within 3-4 years. And the beginning started with the mammoth All India general strike by the railway workmen. 20 lakh workmen went on strike. and that isolationist game was completely defeated. And by the end of that decade, the trade union movement has come on the path of united struggle at the initiative of CI2. And since then, the platform of unity got continuously expanded through the process of struggle, which also witnessed a continuity on every aspects of exploitation, attack on the rights of the working class and the people at large, right against the democratic rights of the people. There are no such issues on which the working class movement did not involve, combat and confront, and through this process the united platform of the workers, united platform of the trade union got consistently widened, and in 2009 almost a total unity achieved between all the central trade unions, almost all the central trade unions and almost all the independent federations of the country. And the same joint platform is still moving on. So by the end of the 50 years of CI2, there is definite reason to rejoice on the part of CI2. The CI2 was born at an historic moment of the Indian working class movement, when class collaboration was being pushed, and a big section of the trade union movement got victim to that, of that class collaboration strategy of the ruling class. To fight against that, the CI2 was born from within the womb of the country's trade union movement only. And they pursued a line of unity and struggle, having been committed to the course of continuous and intensification of class struggle. And in that process today, the biggest unity among the working class movement could be achieved. But the matter do not end here. We must rejoice at the end, we must recall at the end of this 50th year, even after achievement of almost a total unity of among the trade unions, that the job we have done halfway only. The task will be fulfilled when the similar complete unity could be achieved at the grassroots level among the mass of the workers, all sections. And this requires reaching them, and this requires bringing to a minimum level of given level of consciousness on which the people will unite, not seeing the flag of an organization, but on the issues they are confronting, and the linkage of those issues with the overall policy structure and the politics that was governing those policies, anti-people, anti-worker, anti-national policies. So this is the comprehensive understanding of CI2 about the task that has given to him by its foundation conference. And at the end of 50 years, we must recall it, we must introspect ourselves, we must see our achievements, and at the same time, we must take note of our deficits so that that can be fulfilled by a vigorous initiative, much more conscious initiative in the days to come. With this, it requires this foundation, the conclusion of the Golden Jubilee year and the 51st Foundation Day of CI2, when it is being observed, to recapitulate the history through which we have earned to that state. To remember the conspiracy of the then ruling class in a given situation of crisis of the entire economic system, to divert the working class movement in the path of class collaboration. It was a fight, conscious political ideological fight against that collaborationist line, and put the country's trade union movement on the track of class struggle. CI2 was born, and we can say we have advanced through that path by achieving the total unity of the workers, total unity of the trade unions of the country on a given set of demands against the attack, against the depredation of the capitalist regime on the workers and the people at large. Having said this, I think at this material moment, the thing that CII2 like to insist how to complete our unfinished task of achieving a total unity based on complete democratization of the trade union movement, complete unity of the workers at the grassroots level. We have achieved a total unity of the trade unions. We are yet to achieve the total unification of the workers at the grassroots level, founded on a heightened level of consciousness about the system which attacks them, not against the impact of that system, but against the system itself. We have to seriously engage ourselves in that task. And for that, it is important to take note of the attack that is being come upon us and its source. CII2 in the process of last 50 years, and while reviewing all its struggles and its reflection on the society and its political impact on the whole political regime, we came to a realization in our and definite successive conferences and forums of CII2 continually reviewed that aspect. And from our 14th conference, we have taken for ourselves a task with a thorough review. If we are to unify the workers at the grassroots level, we have to reach them all. If we are to unify the workers at the grassroots level to a heightened understanding about the system, we must make them understand the issues, the attacks they are facing, the problems they are facing are linked with the economic policy regime and the neoliberal economic policy regime under a new situation and its political reflection in the political governance of the country. All linking together, that realization has to be developed. And so CII2 gave a call from its 14th conference, reach the unreached, link the issues being faced by the workers and the people with the policy regime, and expose the politics that promotes that policy regime. And in order to achieve that, only giving call is not enough. Unless organizational initiative is not taken in that direction. In order to achieve that, the same conference of 14th conference of CII2 had given us a call that we have to equip our grassroots level primary unit committee members as leaders, not as volunteers. We have to equip them politically, ideologically and organizationally to take up that task. The 15th conference reiterated that call. And 16th conference just concluded in the January 2020 has also made a detailed review of our initiatives, its successes and its failures, its deficits thoroughly, and again reiterated that this task has to be taken up much more focused manner, reaching the unreached, linking the policy with the policy regime, and exposing the politics that is promoting these anti-people, anti-worker and anti-national policies. This call was reiterated by the 16th conference with a clear direction that given the present situation, given the character of attack that is being unleashed not only on the workers but also the people at large, but also on the national economy at large, our struggle has entered in a new phase. The phase is one of defiance and resistance. This particular phase is noticed that they want to change the entire labor rights regime, changing all the labor laws altogether. to impose a condition of slavery on the working people, to take away their democratic rights, to protest, to organize, to resist, to right to strike. All the court bills are prepared in that direction. So 16th conference, in a pre-corona situation, we could make an assessment that the manner the codes are formulated, it wants to eliminate the labor rights altogether in the workplace and want to impose a condition of slavery on the workers. And on the basis of that assessment, the conference concludes that my rights will be banned, workers will be denied of their rights. We cannot accept that as it is. We have to defy that position and we have to go forward in our struggle. So the defiance is one of the important components of future struggles of ours. And at the same time, the attack on the people has to be resisted at the grassroots level and also at the national level. The struggle has to be heightened towards an offensive. By resisting what they want to do, we have to stall that. Not only that, we have to at the same time expose the politics behind that. That is the task CI2 has taken up on it. From its 16th conference, which happens to be the CI2 conference on its golden jubilee year. This historic coincidence of events makes the task before CI2 of crucial importance. Comrade, today we are facing a very critical situation, and corona pandemic and the lockdown that followed. The development that followed during the period of lockdown has vindicated the understanding that could be developed through intense deliberation in the 16th conference of CI2. During this lockdown only, the targets have been taken to eliminate all the labor rights. The code bill are there. When they will be passed in the parliament, that will be passed. But before that, suspend all the labor laws. They have started practicing it through their state government with a clear directive from the central government, and we have got documentary evidence of that. And then, next stage, that they are going in changing the whole structure of governance of the country, taking advantage of the lockdown where the people are immobilized, cannot protest, cannot resist, cannot mobilize to voice their indignation against it. There may be some statements here and there, but the need of the hour is much more positive agitation and action. That was the need of the hour. And in that situation, it vindicates the authenticity of the understanding of CI to the present phase. We must enter ourselves into a stage of defiance and resistance. What we have seen during this period, when we have taken on us the task of exposing the politics behind the policy regime, we have seen during this period the utter barbarousness, utter inhuman character of the present policy regime, the policy under the neoliberal capitalist order. Our issues we are facing has to be linked with this neoliberal capitalist order. And at the same time, those who are promoting, those who are pleading for continuance of this policy order in the name of development. It is reflected in the overall political regime, in the political governance. What we see during the entire period of lockdown, by one stroke 14 crore people have lost their job, their livelihood. by a totally insensitive, unprepared lockdown imposed on the people. Those productive section of our economy who are actually creating the GDP, delivering the resources to the national exchequer through their indirect tax burden. The rich people are only evading taxes. They are stealing money from the national exchequer with the help of the governance. It is the people who delivered the resources, the national exchequer. Those productive forces, a big chunk of them, has suddenly turned into pauper, losing their employment, losing their wages, losing their shelters. They are put under the sky. A big section of the migrant workers, who are the most important component of our productive forces of the country, not only in unorganized sector, but also in the organized sector. But also in the organized sector, in many multinational companies, they are the important productive forces. Suddenly they saw themselves, found themselves a non-entity. The act that was there, Interstate Migrant Workers Act, which was never implemented. We could not also make a thorough follow-up of its implementation, we must admit here. There is no denying of the fact, our weaknesses also. And suddenly they found it themselves as a non-entity. And in that situation, they started walking towards their homestays. If at all to die, let us die in my own place. That was the psychology that governed them. Ignoring all restrictions, police batons, a continuous flow of people walking on the highways are being noticed. People are dying. Hundreds of workers died. Who has put themselves in such a tragic situation? Till now that procession is going on of the hungry millions. This is the capitalist system. The unplanned projected lockdown that has been imposed. The Home Ministry issued an order particularly for the migrant workers so that they are not dislodged of their employment. They are not dislodged of their residences. But these orders are only for public relations, not for executions. CI2 has cited, lodged numerous complaints, giving particular positions, particular industries, particular areas where people are on the street. No response to that. No response to that at all. Whatever program, whatever package they have announced about ration and other things, that did not reach 98% of these dislodged workers. That is a report that says. A horrible kind of situation, initiating a gravest human disaster on the country, and this is capitalism. And this is capitalism. The system has come out with its fangs and claws, with its barbarous face, which is only concerned about the profit of their political donors. They are not concerned about human lives. And hence we see simultaneously the lockdown is not being properly harnessed for combating corona. Entire health system was privatized. No adequate testing. Till now India, hardly 2.1% are being tested per thousand. It's the lowest in the world. No testing, no corona combat, nothing of the sort. But lockdown is quite active in announcing one after another their policy decisions of taking away labor rights, of taking away democratic rights, of arresting the activists who are in the anti-CAA struggles, in putting under prison the noted intellectuals who have raised their voice of dissent. The lockdown period is very active in this, but not feeding the houseless, wageless, poor migrant workers along with their family who are walking along the highways. dying in accident or hunger or other morbidities. This is capitalism. This is the barbarous face of capitalism. And it again makes relevant the call CI2 is given, link the issue with the policy and expose the politics that is promoting this policy. And what we see during this period, again, whatever is declared by the government in the name of package is no package at all. The demand of the trade union movement, united demand, for 7,500 rupees per month to all non-income tax paying household for a period of 3 months was ignored. Free ration to all for a period of 6 months was ignored. There was no dearth of money in the system. During the same period, when all economic activities are completely collapsed, even then the wealth of the big capitalists has increased. And India has become the house of richest man in the entire Asia. His wealth has increased from $32 billion to $49.9 billion during the same period. Although the petroleum sector which he represents has reported less production, fall in price in the international market, even then his wealth is increased. There is no dearth of money for paying the 7,500 rupees per month to all non-income tax paying households. There is no dearth of food grain. Our country was having a stock of 77 million tons of food grains. And the Rabi crop is bringing up another 40 million. There was no dearth of food grains also. It was rotting in the godown. We told, instead of rotting it, allowing it to rot in the godown, give it to feed the people who are hungry, literally hungry. We are receiving calls, thousands of calls every day. With all our might, the entire CI2 throughout the country has tried to reach some relief to them. And I must thank all of them. We could reach more than 20 lakh people now only through relief operation. 20 lakh workers along with their families. It is almost much more. But again, that is a very small segment of the total who are dying hungry. All these things are ignored. But at the same time, in the name of MSMEs, they have declared a package of easy loan of 3.5 lakh crore for all businesses, including MSMEs. MSMEs will not get that, only the big people will get that. But they are projecting it that it is for MSMEs. It is an absolute lie being told by senior ministers of the cabinet at the dictate of the Prime Minister of the country. This is capitalism. This is the barbarism of capitalism. And this experience, this horrible experience, justifies that our struggle must, along with attacking the direct perpetrator of the assault on our rights, on our lives, on our livelihoods, those who are sitting in the government, also along with the system. They are an operator of the system. Unless that system is not reversed, unless the trajectory of neoliberalism is not reversed, these issues cannot be addressed, not only for the workers but also the people at large. Our ruling class, only because of that, keeping that in mind, they are taking away all labor rights through suspension, trying to impose slavery on the workers because they know that in this present society, working class movement is the most organized segment of the society, and if they stand, the entire society will stand. So that potential they understand, they want to kill it. We must learn our potential, rather, much more effectively out of those attacks also, and we must assert ourselves. and Foundation Call said that day, observation gives us that responsibility to us. The 50 years of rich tradition of unifying the entire working class and carrying the struggle with a continuity, I repeat, with a continuity, without any gap, has given us that additional responsibility in the present day situation when the system, the governance has become more barbarous. In the name of package, they are trying to completely authoritarianize the entire governance, centralize the entire governance, ignoring even the rights of the states towards a fascistic rule, where that right to dissent, right to opposition will be completely crushed. They want to achieve that kind of governance, and they are taking advantage of the lockdown, keeping in view that possibilities. And that's why this barbarous explosion is taking place. People are dying without food. The wealth of the rich are increasing, and it's a global phenomenon, let me tell you. It is not typical of Indian ruling class. The richest country in the world now, the America, USA, Trump's America, the highest number of corona deaths are there only. Highest number of people affected are there only. Highest number of people not getting treatment are there only because the entire health system was privatized. In our country, what do we see? Hospitals after hospitals. If people fall ill, they can't get any treatment. Because all hospitals, whatever is there, the public health network has been dismantled during the era of neoliberalism running through 30 years. The primary and subsidiary health center has been weakened so much and many places done away with. Suddenly people found themselves in a complete disaster situation. Not only corona, there are other ailments also. No treatment. Nothing is available. And even combating corona also, the frontline workers who are working day and night, all red salute to them. The doctors, the paramedical staff, the medical staff, and our scheme workers who are working among the society to collect the report of the infectious people, etc., etc. They are all frontline, they are all essential service workers in the essential services, the sanitation workers, and they are facing a serious situation. Many people are dying among them, getting affected because they don't have the minimum protective gear at their command. This is barbarism. And in the midst of that, during this same period, 60,000 crores of rupees of loan default has been written off. During this period, wealth of the American billionaires has increased by $280 billion when there is no production, no value creation. In our economy also, same thing holds good. At one side, the wealth is surging of the rich class, whom this government represents, whom this neoliberal capitalist order represents. Their wealth is surging, and on the other hand, people are dying without treatment, in hunger, being jobless, and we don't know what is going to be the ultimate scenario. The economy is in serious crisis. There was continuous decline on everything, in production, in value generation. People are jobless. And in this kind of a situation, the wealth of the few are increasing. And the government of the day is working as an watch and ward staff of those moneyed ultra-rich class. They are not touched in any manner. They are not touched in any manner. And whereas the migrant workers are compelled to pay for their fares even if they get chance to avail the train, it is because of this subsequent public dissent now some of the state governments are bearing the expenditure. And again here you will see altogether a different situation exists in Kerala, where the left government played a unique role. None of the migrant workers were shelterless there. They call them guest workers. They have arranged camp for them. They are feeding them, and they are also facilitating their return. They are doing it. And they are also in the front line in combating corona. A strong public health network is still there. The left tradition of that state. Elsewhere, it is a disastrous situation. In that kind of a situation, I think without prolonging this, we have to take our position. Foundation on occasion of this Foundation Day of CII, we should again and again recall the call of our Foundation Conference. It was an historic event, and it has given a guideline which is still now relevant. Unify the working class, intensify the struggle, and intensify the struggle for a change of the system of exploitation. And it requires that in the process of our struggle, we all CI2 activists, at whatever level we are working, we must continuously work among the mass of the people in discharging the task of linking their day-to-day experience with the working of the economic system, the policy regime. And at the same time, the politics that has been promoting these policies. Kindly note, whatever package this government has announced, in the name of package, they have announced their program of completely centralizing an authoritarian regime where people will have no right, even right to dissent. And to supplement that, they are spreading communal venom in the society, even in the midst of this pandemic. They are the worst enemy of the humankind. We are fighting a battle for humanity, fighting a battle against the perpetrator of the gravest human disaster on us. And on this Foundation Day of CI2, we have to assert our class task, the historic responsibility on the working class. And we have to fight, go in for more direct, gradually stepping up our activities and prepare for a direct action aimed at defiance and resistance. And defiance and resistance at the grassroots level and as also at the national level. Grassroots level defiance is more important, that can make effective the grassroots national level resistance. When all our rights are taken away, we welcome, we congratulate our comrades. Immediate reaction they could organize in different states, at the factory gates, whichever was open, coming out on the street. In different states, they could organize it. We congratulate. It strengthens, gives us confidence. It gives us that we are carrying the heritage of the 50 years of CI2. We cannot give walkover to any happening which is coming before us. That is the urgent need of the hour. They want to enslave us, and that way they have to enslave the entire people. And the change is taking place not only in the economy, industrial economy, in agriculture also. They are changing the land use pattern, which will endanger our food security. They are completely withdrawing the government's role in the agricultural production, procurement and so on and so forth. They declared nothing is concealed now. The finance minister's 5-day long packages has put on record every step of theirs. Total privatization. Nothing will remain. And they speak about self-reliance. They are destroying the self-reliance at the instance of the imperialist international finance capital. And for that, the necessary step is to disarm the workers of all their rights. These are all closely linked. And once workers are disarmed, the political system also, the democracy can be weakened also. All these are internally linked. And at that situation, the CI2 working class, the class conscious segment of the working class, has to shoulder the additional responsibility in order to carry this understanding at the grassroots level. Our struggle to defend every right of ours must take the shape of resistance in the days to come. Our every step in carrying the people and worker with us in the struggle has to pass through a process of defiance. Now on the 4th stage of lockdown, I believe most of the economic activity will be set free. They will be trying to normalize. But so far as people's right is concerned, they will not allow that to be normalized. They will continue the restrictions on the people's movement, on the mobility, taking advantage of the Disaster Management Act and the Epidemics Act, which are basically a draconian legislation. In that kind of a situation, we have to innovate our ways of work. We have been innovating. Our call of reach the unreached could go a big way when we saw that we could send relief, our CI2 activists, along with other mass organizations, to 20 lakh people. It is not a small achievement. It should have been more. People are much more. But even then, it is not a small achievement. Because our grassroots level activist comrades became more active, seeing the human disaster. This is the class sense. We have been collectively able to invigorate among our own self. We have seen the 21st April first ever program. More than 4.5 lakh workers participated throughout the country in 60,000 locations. We congratulate. And these features, and thereafter May Day, thereafter 22nd May, and after the labor law was suspended, we have seen in different states spontaneous protest jointly by all the trade unions at the initiative of CI2, at the factory gates, on the streets. We can do that, comrade. And keeping that view in mind, that we can do it, with that confidence, we have to declare we will not allow our right to take away. If you want to take it away, we will defy your dictum and we will assert that right of ours. Whether to strike, whether to agitate, whether to rouse slogan, we have to come out, etc., etc. We have to do that. We can do that. And 16 conferences understanding, well before the corona syndrome, that the present situation requires that assertiveness in the movement. CI2 has to play the pioneering role through their independent initiative to ensure, and that can only prepare a ground for involving all other trade unions in that direction. That can only make way for united action. So in that event, the call of the Foundation Conference is to more vigorously pursue our line of reaching the unreached, linking the policy issues with the policies and expose the politics behind that. We have to take note of that most, except left, most of the political community did not speak even a word against the privatization drive, against the total annulment of labor rights, against the total change, paradigm shift in the agrarian economy management, against the land use management, against the trade policies, all in favor of the foreign multinationals. Nobody has uttered a single word. The rest critique was on the compassion that some more relief should come, but not on these structural changes, because their class position debars them to do it. Only working class can assert that. Only left can assert that. And our task is to carry that left alternative economic trajectory along with our struggle, and in that process expose the policy regime and also the nasty politics that promotes that policies. And this along with can act in defeating all the divisive and disruptive practices, because these divisive and disruptive machinations on the society, on communal and other divisive line, is an integral part of the strategy of the ruling class to sustain themselves in the midst of deepening crisis. Crisis will be more deepened in the days to come, and in that situation demands we must come out much more assertively. We must innovate ways, even within the restriction imposed on us on lockdown, innovative way of asserting our united strength and gradually step up our activities towards more and more direct actions in order to ensure going for not so far of distance, at the earliest possible, a decisive militant action of defiance and resistance, both from our independent platform and from our joint platform. And at the same time, we have to develop more joint activities along with the peasantry and agricultural workers, because these are the two main producing force in the society which can change the color of the politics of the country. They have the potential. So call of the foundation day today, at the end of its golden jubilee year, is to strengthen also the Workers' Peasant Alliance, along with go in for, prepare ourselves for a struggle for defiance and resistance. And in that direction, gradually stepping up our activities on every attack on us during the coming days. Again, let me tell you, lockdown will be relaxed for the economic activities. Factories will be open, markets will be open, all other things will be open, but there will be restriction on our movement. We have to find way and means to assert ourselves even in the midst of that, of course maintaining physical distancing, but asserting us in a more and more direct fashion, more direct action towards that. And in that direction we have to step up our activities. That is the demand of the day. And we believe the confidence with which CI2 has completed its 50 years, the confidence with which CI2 fought against the isolation right from the day of its birth, and ultimately worked in unifying the entire trade union movement. The confidence with which we could work for a situation where most of the trade unions came, with the same confidence we must go down to unify the entire working class with that consciousness by reaching the unreached, linking the policies with the policies, linking the issues with the policies, and exposing the politics behind the policies. And politics means not this party or that party. Politics means the politics of capitalism. Politics of capitalism under neoliberal order, the politics which is barbarous, which is inhuman, which is producing a gravest inhuman disaster of the time. CI2, we collectively, we believe that we can do it and we will do it. With this confidence, collectively, expression of confidence, we believe we'll be able to traverse the days to come. With these few words, I thank you all, congratulate you all on the occasion of 51st Foundation Day of CI2. Inqilab, Jindabad, long live workers' unity, long live people's unity. Inqilab, Jindabad.